Hey folks, I know it's been a while. I have been very busy. I'm about to get out of the military. I got like a week left. Um, some news, I will be at the SHOT Show this year in Las Vegas, which is really cool. It's not going to be have anything to do with my YouTube channel, so I will not be taking photographs or videos or anything like that. I will be actually representing my new company that I'm working with, and I'm very excited about that. Basically, I get to do a job that I enjoy. So it was a little bit of a balancing act. Happiness or stress, and maybe a little overtime, and maybe really get some nice figures going. Not to say that I won't be being paid well. I will be making a little bit less than maybe my current job in the military uh, would offer me. But like anything else in life, you got to look at happiness. And this could potentially lead to actually a better future than a maintenance job that would actually be capped at a certain point. So if I work really hard, I can make something out of this. So it's really up to me. So I like that. I like something that's up to me. It's not up to a boss. It's not up to. It's up to me. All right, how hard I work. So I'm pretty excited about that. So if you guys are going to be at the SHOT Show, any of the larger YouTube channels or whatever, and I see you, don't be surprised if I shake your hand. It'd be really nice to see you guys. And I'm just so excited to see all that really neat gear because that's the stuff that I like to do. I like to look at gear. So speaking of gear, why haven't I not made videos? Well, after the death of my father, I had a lot of things to take care of. And not only that, I'm getting out of the military also. And not only that, um, I did these videos on these knives, right, that I was selling for 30 bucks. I am down to this one. That's it. All right. Everything has been sold. I have one left. These are $30. So if you want to get this last one, contact me. Um, my email is in the about section, and I'll send this one out to you. I literally I've been selling like 4 or 5 a day. It's just crazy. Why are they so popular? You can go watch the other video on that. These are incredible knives, and for the price, for $30, you are not going to be able to find a knife today that basically runs as good as this thing. Okay, so last one. I do have 4 of these. This is also a Camillus pocket knife. Um, Price not set yet. Give me a contact, but it won't be anywhere very expensive. I'm thinking $30 to $40. I don't know. I have to look at eBay. eBay is real world pricing, and I always beat real world pricing. So, for instance, these usually sell for about $42 on eBay. I sell them for $30. Okay, because when you buy directly from me, I don't have to give nothing to eBay. All right. The only thing I have to pay for is my PayPal fees, which are about $3 or $4. So I pass on that savings to you guys. I mean, why pay eBay 10% when I don't have to, right? So this one will also beat any eBay price, and eBay does have the best prices because it's a very competitive market. Not only do people put set prices on there, but people can bid, and that is a real world competitive pricing environment. It changes day to day. It changes week by week. These are really, really cool. The snap on them is not as like a beefy snap like this, but the retention is better than your knives that are made today. And not only that, it has a half stop, which knives of today do not have unless you spend well over $100. It also has a can opener on it. But this is a Navy knife, all right? This is a Navy knife, and it's got a really cool little lanyard bell on it, which I really like. It's got really nice retention. Why is really nice retention important on these things? Because these things usually end up being a hindrance if they don't. This is not going to move by itself, not even in your pocket. You really have to crank on it to make it move. Hindrance being you use the knife, you go to close it, the bell has fallen here, You close your blade, and it chips it. Okay? So the knives of today that have bells on them like this, don't get them because they're going to flop around and they're going to end up damaging your knife. They're a pain in the butt. In the old days, they would make them where they're nice and tight. Okay, so it's just another thing that used to be made better. These are Delrin scales on here. They're absolutely beautifully done. Just a really gorgeous knife. All right, there's a lot of speculation on why Navy knives or sailor knives were made like this. So you could maybe hit a rope and break it with a hammer, or sailors are really hotheads and they like to get in fights and they didn't want sailors to stab each other. Look, I've been a sailor for 20 years. All right. The reason that the knives are blunt like this is ships do something which is called rock and roll. And the last thing you want is a nice pointy knife, all right, sticking out in the wind when you're trying to cut a piece of rope, all right, and stabbing your buddy or stabbing yourself on accident. The idea was this is a rope knife, and a rope knife does not need a point, all right, but they became really popular because rope knives are very good for opening up boxes, very good for cutting paper, very good for cutting rope, obviously. Other than stabbing someone, they're fantastic. They are great knives, and they're not very intimidating. But a knife like this, which has a great taper to it, see that nice taper that it has? I don't know if you guys can see that. All right, knives of today do not have a nice taper like that. That's a full flat taper. All right, usually what they do today is it's one single thickness and then they put a nice sharp edge on it and they call it a day. As you sharpen this knife, it just gets sharper and sharper. It's not a hollow ground, it's a flat taper. And I'm telling you, this knife is strong yet will get a razor's edge on it. So you have a razor sharp knife that if you pull it out, it looks like a butter knife and nobody really cares. But it will do everything that you need it to. Great little knife, fantastic. I have 4 of these. All right, so I thought I'd offer that to you guys. Just contact me in the about section. So, what else have I bought? All right, this is made by Bullard Maker. All right, it's out of Texas, and this guy makes belts. I got the double thick gun belt, and it is just beautiful. First thing I want to show you is the thickness of it. Real thick. And then you have the front of it right here, which is really cool. And it is nice. Very impressed. Now you're looking at about an $80 price tag. All right. But my last leather belt, which is not even half as thick as this, I think it's still going strong, and it's lasted me about 6 years. So I figure something like this will last me a good 15 years. All I need to do is hold up my damn pants. Okay. Not only that is they make knife sheaths. They make things to hold tools. They make things to hold guns. They got all kinds of stuff. The fit and finish is great, and their customer service is really good because I really messed up when I measured my last belt. And they sent me the wrong size. It didn't fit. I told them, I sent it to them, and they exchanged it because it was a complete misunderstanding. It was kind of somewhat mutual, they felt, so they didn't charge me for that. But usually there is a restocking fee of, I think, $15, which is understandable. It's just a mom and pop operation. It costs them money when you fail to measure a belt correctly or understand the sizing or how they wrote it. And then I got also a trapper, and this thing was, I think, $20, $25. These things are awesome. The fit and finish is great on this, and just hold your little knife right here. This is my case, which is a nice knife. Doesn't take a very good edge. That's the only thing I don't like about this knife. But other than that, it's a case. I like it. It was cheap. It's carbon steel. It's a nice knife. But look at that. Real nice. Keeps it out of your pocket. I love it. So that's something really cool. Change of the norm here. We're not going to be talking about knives. We're not going to be talking about leather belts anymore. We are going to be talking about something that's pretty interesting. Has anybody seen the price of silver? Okay, gold is gold. I think that everybody should have gold. Is right now a good time to buy gold? You could speculate all damn day. All right, the dollar is doing really well right now, but the dollar is artificial. All right, that's controlled by the big banks, and I don't really trust that. But the fact that the dollar is doing really well, of course, it's going to make the price of gold go down. But when you got to look at history here, and history tells us that paper currencies never last. There is not one paper currency that has lasted. Period. They haven't. They've all bottomed out. They've all been destroyed, and new currencies take its place. I don't think the U.S. dollar is going to be exempt to that. All right. Now, whether it happens in my lifetime, I don't know. But one thing about gold is eventually it's going to be worth something. So if you got kids, and let's say you can afford to buy $10,000 or $20,000 worth of physical gold that you can hold on to, you just pass it on to your kids. So my daughter is about 7. So is gold going to go up in the next 70 years? I would imagine so. Could you do better in another market possibly? Sure. But that's where diversification comes. But no debate here. Silver. All right. Silver is at $14. Okay. Plus or minus 50 cents, right? You got bullion. You got bullion coins, which are your American Eagle. And then you have collector coins. Collector coins are that's a totally different animal. I know nothing about it. Just like I'm a knife guy. And I'm telling you, collecting knives, you got to really watch a lot of my videos and read a lot of books to understand what you're buying. All right, the prices constantly fluctuate, but it takes $22 to mine 1 ounce of silver. That's 1 ounce of silver right there. $22 to get this out of the ground, and that's as of now. That's pricing today. All right, with that minimum wage thing, that's gonna jack up the hourly wage of everybody. Let's say we do get a $15 an hour minimum wage. All right. Well, if people that are making hamburgers make $15 an hour, like our local nurses make about 14, 15, 16, you might think that someone with all those qualifications might just have to go up. All right. Because you're dealing with a lot of blood, working late, on call, all that stuff. I mean, come on. They'd probably just quit and probably flip some burgers. All right, just a thought. Same thing with mining. Some people make minimum wage. Some people make more. All that stuff, especially apprentices. They're making minimum wage so they can learn the trade and eventually move up to maybe a heavy machine operator and making $20 an hour. If you have to hire these people in training for $15 an hour, don't you think it'll really chap somebody's ass when they've been working at the company for maybe 8 years and they make about $16 an hour? All right. So the price to mine this is going to be more expensive. But as of now, it's $22. Okay. Now this is a silver bullion coin. Okay. So silver content, as of now, it's worth about $14.50. Okay. But these will cost you I got this one for $17. Okay, $17, because you have this is by the mint, it's guaranteed, and then you got to pay somebody for it, okay? Because the bullion, you got to buy it from somebody, and they want to make something, and that's just the cost. That's how it goes. Now, when you go to sell this, the going price, I could sell this I could probably sell this right now for about $18. Okay, I bought it for $17. I could already make $1 profit. So it's just kind of neat. But that's not the idea. The idea is to hold this, okay? Because a lot of people forecast the price of silver to go up to $100 an ounce. Okay, so this would be worth $100 an ounce, and I bought it for $17. That's a pretty good investment. You also have the silver bullion, okay? Which, this is limited edition proof. Guaranteed 0.99 silver, 15 grains. Okay, kind of neat. Kind of neat. It's really heavy. Silver's beautiful. And silver's used in almost everything. It's used in cell phones, it's used in all kinds of stuff. So is gold. That's another thing. So we'll always need these precious metals. Could something take the place of it? Sure. But it's always going to be there. You cannot make gold. You cannot make silver. Yet, at least. But I don't think they'll ever be able to. So that was a little earthquake. But other than that, kind of cool. Silver talk. I recommend you go out and buy some silver. Look into the American Eagles. The reason I like these is because, well, they're IRA eligible, which I would never do. Like, here, bank, take this. Give me some numbers on some paper, all right? Remember to diversify. You want to have some gold. You want to have some silver. You want to have some. You want to have a Roth or a standard IRA. You want to have some short-term investments, and you also want to have collectible investments, such as your knife collection, because knowledge is power, and a lot of people know about silver. All right, you're going to be competing with some big businessmen that know a lot, but knives, on the other hand, you get a few books. A lot of people don't know the value of these knives, and you go out and you buy a knife for $30. You end up selling it on eBay for $500 or $600. But you got to know what you're doing. And you can make some real rookie mistakes when it comes to collecting knives. Watch my videos, and you can learn an awful lot about making good money selling your knives or purchasing knives and reselling them, whether on eBay or whatever. Knowing where to find these knives is probably the hardest challenge, and that's taken me about 8 years to figure out. And it takes basically every second of my free time to figure all this out. But I enjoy it. It's my hobby. It's what I do. So silver isn't really my hobby. So I just stick to the bullion. I don't stick with the collectible or anything like that, like a collector coin from medieval times for $5,000. For all I know, some collector's going to look at it and go, oh, it's been cleaned. Oh, it's got a chip in it. Oh, it's only worth $2,000. You paid $5,000? Hey, come on. I don't know. That's why I don't mess with that. I'm sure some of you guys are coin collectors. You know what I'm talking about. Just like me with knives, I'd be like, oh, the thing was over clean. You ruined the value of it. You know, you're just like, it's shiny. It looks great. What do you talk about over cleaned? Well, I have the know on knives, and I'm sure some of you guys have the know on coins. If you guys want to discuss this below, that'd be awesome. Any coin advice, silver advice, gold advice, hey, let's talk. So I hope you guys enjoyed this long video, and if you made it this far, that is awesome. I am going to be doing a giveaway of a silver bullion coin. So stay tuned, subscribed, and later.